Okay guys, are you ready? Today's the day. I'm a little bit nervous, very excited, and yeah, let's see how it goes.
We've been building this custom aluminum catamaran from scratch for the last 2 years. And along the way, there have been moments that felt huge.
The wildest thing I've ever seen.
But those moments, they're just the tip of the iceberg. Because behind every milestone is 1,000 jobs that you never see. And right now, we're on the edge of another big one.
This is such a big, I don't know how to describe it. It's just such a big day for me.
The cabins are about to come to life.
This is the last time you guys will see this wall here. We're putting in the wall panels on the port side.
But before we get there next week,
Whoa, cool. I love it.
this week's episode is about all the complexity, planning, and coordination it takes to get us there.
There is a million small things. You're like, oh yeah, and we can't forget that, and that needs to be done before that, and then that needs to be done before that.
And like always, the path to progress is anything but straightforward.
I realized this at 3 o'clock in the morning. Just woke up and be like, oh my god, we have to sand that before Steve comes next week.
And we've got plenty of side quests along the way.
Ooh, it's arriving today.
Momo, momo,
Let's do it. Let's do it. I will go home and I think we should have 10 chickens at home. Just poop on the carpet.
We get a lot of deliveries showing up around here, but today we were expecting an extra special arrival.
Ooh, it's arriving today.
momo.
If you've been following along for a while, you're no stranger to the legendary Mormor. Kaz's mom has met up with us in some pretty far-flung places all around the world and racked up an impressive amount of miles on Delos 1. And now, this is her second time coming to Australia since we started the build. And as usual, it's a highly anticipated event for a very certain someone.
Momo, momo, momo.
Let's do it. Let's do it. And wait, we gotta show them too. What happened to your front teeth? We're
Now
gonna go pick up one more.
momo.
Yay! Excited to find her?
Yeah, I'm just going to get a
Big
big
hug.
That's really
How excited! Har inga tänder. Nu ska vi visa. Ja, ska vi visa mormor allt på båten? Ja, det gör vi. Jag filmar. Wow! Kolla! So much has changed. I'm back!
Good to see you.
Hi!
Welcome to Australia. Sorry, I'm all sweaty from being in the apartment.
I can feel it.
I want to show you everything. And he wanted to know it's something. And do you see down there? There's the anchor.
Is this my room down here? Wow!
Come fill me in when you're done, Cass.
Looky! Pretty cool, huh?
Yeah.
Look at that woodwork. Yeah. It's beautiful.
So smooth. I'm gonna have all my stuff in here, Sierra.
I guess it was a year ago.
Yes, and it was no shelves, no cupboards,
Yeah.
no walls.
Not sure how many of you got a letter like this pretty recently. I'm gonna go ahead and pop it up on the screen right about now. But apparently there was a data breach involving a very popular educational application used in thousands of schools all over the world. The hackers are asking for $10 million to not release the information. It's my guess that at some point this information is going to find its way onto a data broker list. Now, a data broker list contains things like your personal information, your shopping history, sometimes even health information. It's all packaged together and sold to the highest bidder. And that is where the relentless spam starts. Which is why I'm happy to say that today's video is sponsored by Incogni. And I'm gonna tell you about the difference that it's made for me. All I did is I went to Incogni's website, I entered my personal information, and I gave them permission to act on my behalf. They went out, they contacted each data broker, of which there are hundreds and hundreds, and demanded that my information be removed from the list. I noticed an immediate reduction in spam across the board. Even the calls dropped off. But it is kind of like a game of whack-a-mole. You hit one down and then another one pops up in its place, which is why I'm really happy that I subscribed to the annual plan of Incogni. Now, 1 year later, I'm still getting notifications of them finding my name on another list and having it removed. It's really nice to have them in my corner on this one. So if you are getting crushed by spam or just want to take back control of your internet privacy, it is super easy to get started. All you have to do is visit our link. I'll pop it below and also in the description. It is incogni.com/svdelos. Now, when you use our link, you're gonna help support our project, which is awesome, but you are also gonna get a great deal of up to 60% off on the annual plan of Incogni. Plus they have a 30-day risk-free money-back guarantee. So you really can't go wrong. So that's it. Thank you for your support and watching. And now let's get back to this crazy interior transformation that me and Kaz have been working on for so very long.
It was crazy to think about how much has changed since More was here 1 year ago. Funnily enough, we were deep in some projects in the cabins at that time too. So it felt super cool that she would be here as we make this next big push. The cabin started out as empty skeletons when we were first forming the hulls. Through months of planning and designing, installing the water and fuel tanks in the floors, running all the plumbing and wiring that would end up behind the walls, installing flooring and bulkheads, insulating the whole interior, designing and installing the cabinetry, putting in the windows, and probably 1,000 other jobs to get us to this point today. And now we have a bunch of prep work ahead for us to get ready for the next big milestone. Upholstering and putting up all the wall and ceiling panels, which will take the cabins from their current state of looking a bit like a construction site to getting our first glimpse of how they'll really look and feel when we're out sailing.
Let's go sailing.
I know, right? It's like, it's so, hurry up, hurry up.
Sierra made sure More was fully up to speed with all the finer technical details for the project. And then it was right back to business as we get ready to kick off this massive undertaking.
It's a big milestone for me, and it's one of those things that just getting everything lined up and organized and kind of is like happening has been quite a challenge.
It's not just about the incredible amount of tasks we need to complete. It's about getting everything to fall into place with a lot of moving parts involved. The breakdown more or less looked like this. We need all the panels to come out so they can get upholstered. There's painting to be done, lots of different surfaces to prep. There's more cabinetry to be installed, and then everything has to get put back in. But none of that is as simple as it sounds.
It's been not funny, it's been very stressful actually, to be honest, guys. Michael cannot do the direct-ons until Steve finishes his cabinets around the bulkheads that's gonna have the direct-ons on it. And Steve can't put in the permanent cabinets until the guys next door come and paint this chamfer panel. So it's like, it's a domino effect. And the guys next door were super busy, so like everything kind of is like staggered, and this person can't do it until this person is done. And it's been quite a logistic nightmare, to be honest. But we're getting there, and I think Most of it should happen next week, which I'm very excited about. It's been quite a few nights where I've woken up at 3 a.m. and just like thinking about everything and if I missed something, and I like go things over and over and stuff. But I think we have it pretty much nailed down now.
So with everything lined up after the weekend, it was time to get in gear.
Okay, it is Monday morning, and I think we're pretty much as prepared as we can be. Michael should be here any moment with his guys, and they're gonna mark everything up and take all the wall panels to be upholstered. It's a big day today.
All these panels here in both the portside cabins needs to come down. And the next time we see them, they will be getting a whole new look.
This is the material that we chose for all the walls. So it's kind of like a slightly warm white, I guess, or beige-ish. And then this is the material that is going to be on all the direct-ons and also on the bed head. I feel like it's cool to have a little bit, even though the color is also beige, cool to have different kind of textures, even though I'm working with similar colors. I'm not super brave when it comes to colors. I feel like maybe I've gone a little bit of the safe route with just having the walls be kind of like a natural, and then getting a little bit of texture on certain areas that adds a little bit of, you know, depth and feel to it, and then using other things like sheets and stuff like that, the pillows, to make some kind of color pop. And that's also something that you can change, and you know, as your style feels different, maybe you can like do, you know, with flowery or something really bright colors if you want to kind of add that little color click into the room. So excited.
So now that you're starting to get a vision of how the space will look, let's hop down into the cabins and get started with Michael.
So all I'm going to do today is I'm going to mark everything. I'm going to mark them all aft,
Yeah.
and then the top, and then number them 1, 1, 1, then 2, 2, 2,
Yeah.
in sequence. And the direction, I always put a direction of how I'm going to run my vinyl, which is this way.
It's critical to mark the orientation of the panels so that the texture of the fabric is running the same direction throughout the whole cabin.
Being a textured vinyl, what will happen is the light will catch it, it'll look a different colour.
Yeah.
So we try and run everything in the one same direction so it doesn't change as far as the lighting goes.
Yeah.
After marking the forward cabin as well, next up Dane started removing all the panels. You can see here that we're using this pretty cool fast mount system that works kind of like the buttons on your dad's favorite jeans jackets from the 70s. There's all kind of wiring, plumbing, AC hoses, fuel lines and more behind these panels. And these fasteners allows us to pop them in and out of place super easy to get access for future maintenance.
You feel Dane a bit emotional, so letting them go?
Oh yeah, it's been a while, hasn't it? Good to see him go, actually.
It's been an emotional run.
Yeah. Last one.
Last one. Okay, well that was faster than I thought. Thanks, Michael.
Thank you.
Yeah, we'll see you soon. We're Michael. There he goes. We're back to Bear. Look at this. It was a successful day today, I would say. And I'm gonna go home. It's really exciting because I think Sierra has something at home. So she's been asking to get a pet for like years now.
And we're thinking, since you love crabs so much, your first pet could be a little hermit crab.
Okay, you can pick one hermit crab, okay? One.
Oh, Peggy, Piggy, Peggy, Bill, Piggy, Pickle, Peggy, Bulgado.
Apart from the 20-odd crabs she collected and individually named, Sierra has also expressed interest in getting a dog, a cat, a pig, a shark, and a dolphin. And apart from some of the obvious problems with several of those options, we also just travel too much to have a pet. But here in Australia, we had another idea.
So I found this thing where you can rent 10 chickens, little chickens, for a week. And you get to take care of them, and then it's like a little homeschool thing as well. I will go home and I think we should have 10 chickens at home. So let's see. I'm home. What do we got? Show me. Whoa, how many are there?
8.
8 chickens. Which one is your favorite?
That one.
That one?
Because it's the cutest. I'm trying to pick you up, dude. I named it Hearty Cutie.
Hearty Cutie?
And this is the timeout area.
Oh, if they're naughty.
Yeah, because some of them were fighting and then both of them have to go in there.
Jesus.
I love them. I wish we could keep them forever, but we can't.
Now we have 8 crazy chickens running around. I thought they were gonna be these little small fluffy things. They're 3 weeks old. They fly around.
Oh,
Just pooped on the carpet.
Between breaking up chicken fights and cleaning up the occasional surprise on the floor, we were settling into life with our new roommates. But the next day, it was back to reality. Our next big step was to start prepping some of the other surfaces in the cabins. Most of the interior will be timber and upholstered panels, but this area on the side of the hall will be getting a lot more foot traffic, so we wanted something a bit tougher to resist scuffs and dents. It was fabricated using plywood, fairing compound and fiberglass. Before we do the final finish with 2-pack paint, we're gonna sand away the bright blue material. And there is a reason why we're doing it now.
Tony, the painter, was here yesterday and started sanding here in the porthole. It's crazy how much more work it is to paint something in situ than like if you have it on a bench, right? And you have to be so careful with everything around, and still now, like, I'm really happy that Michael has already taken all the wall panels out. Even with the sanding, you know, it's like, look at this, a layer of dust on everything.
After the sanding was done, Tony masked everything off in preparation to start the painting. We weren't able to film him painting since he had the whole area sealed off, but it turned out great.
Oh, it looks so good. Look at this, guys. Whoa.
With the painting done, now we could move on to one of the last prep steps for the cabins.
You can hear Bill going at it already. Another thing that has to happen before Steve comes and puts in all the door jambs and everything, we need to sand the holly pan on the outside of the bathroom where Michael is gonna put the direct-ons. If we don't sand that before Steve's puts in the door jambs, then we have to tape it and be super careful and stuff. So I realized this at 3 o'clock in the morning, just woke up and be like, oh my god, we have to sand that before Steve comes next week. Bill is on it, as you can hear.
With the holly pan walls now ready to have the upholstery glued on, we were pretty much as prepped as we could be. Steve was gonna come next week and put in the remaining woodwork, but for now, we can call this week a wrap. But today also marked the end of a different kind of week at home.
How was your experience with the chicks this week?
So good.
What did you learn?
They got sharp claws and
Ooh! Oh!
and they poop a lot.
That's what you learned, yeah.
That's very true.
And they say,
Is that your favorite, that one?
Yeah.
Ahoyyyy Delos Tribe. This was just part 1 of the port cabin transformation. So tune in next week for part 2 as we get all the panels and direct-ons installed and get to see how the cabins will look like for the very first time. We release new videos every Friday, so make sure to click here and subscribe and click the bell so you never miss an episode. And we're getting pretty close to that 1 million subscriber mark. So if you've been enjoying following the build, hitting subscribe really helps us keep the adventure going. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.
All right, well, I did a pretty...
I don't know if that makes any sense. Maybe cut that out for the editor because I don't want it to sound like the video is ending. I just wanted to sound like I had to wait a week for this, but the next footage will most likely also be Michael coming up. So yeah, I don't know if that made any sense. Just scrap that last part, will you?